Well, my name is Cristine Heathman. I am a licensed master esthetician with the state of Utah. I have a massage license. I'm a master esthetician for the state of Washington. I have my license for California, and I'm also licensed in Europe. I sit on the state board and I represent the master estheticians for the state of Utah. And we have a very full plate and obviously protecting the public and protecting our licensure. Glymed Plus is my company. It is a professional-only skincare line. We do not sell over-the-counter at drugstores or at any of the Ultas or those type of outlets because it's truly professional, and we educate along with those products to ensure the integrity of that esthetician's proficiency, and it helps to build their career. I started with 3 products, core products: a treatment cream for the circadian balance at nighttime so those cells could replenish, a facial wash because cleansing is so important. You have to remove all of the day's residue, and a hydrator. And I literally started the company on a credit card. I never borrowed any money. And I just, the public or the professionals, they just embraced Glymed because they saw that it worked. Because I actually was an esthetician that worked with the chemist, and I knew what I wanted. And with my experience working with skin that was so traumatized, if my skincare could help correct traumatized skin and bring it to a level where, quote unquote, as normal as you can get, because with a burn patient, you can't change that, but there's so many things you can improve upon, then I was on the right track. Prior to that, it was people just taking things out of jars and putting them on faces. I didn't want to get into that. So Glymed Plus was invented for that purpose, strictly for professionals and to get results. And when somebody asks me, well, what kind of skincare do you use, Cristine? Well, what do you think? I use Glymed, and I'm a great-grandmother, so I'm very proud to say that. And I'm very proud to say that there's thousands of women like me that I just had one on the floor came up and say, Cristine, I've been using your product 20 years and I'm 65 years old and I never would have guessed. So that's what just is so warming to my heart, to know that my product works. It's not a bunch of stuff in a jar that smells pretty. It's more than that. It is top of the line. I've been an educator for over 30 years in the aesthetic industry, and I've been teaching on acne, on aging skin, on pigmentation, on skin of color, on traumatized skin. I actually worked within a burn unit, so I had the experience of working with a lot of trauma patients, which gave me a lot of insight to skin types and how to work with those individuals. Well, what's kept my passion is over the last 30 years, I've seen individuals that I've educated become superstars, open up their own business, become proficient at what they do. It's kind of like passing the torch. It gives me great pleasure to know that individuals are actually taking that information and implementing it into their clinical environment to be successful. And that's what it's all about. Not just successful from a monetary standpoint, because that will come, but successful in getting results. Well, being a successful esthetician does take time. You go to school, you learn the basics, you take your test, and you get your license. I'm on the state board, and I've seen many estheticians tumble just based on the fact that they didn't pursue advanced education. Education is the key to success. It will implement into their profession a new desire to become better at what they do. And that's what's so important to me, is education. You cannot be successful as an esthetician without having education.
Education.
Continuing education, absolutely, about the skin, its histology, anatomy, physiology, about learning about ingredients, about business. Education about business is very important because although some schools, and I can testify to the fact that because being on the board in the state of Utah, there's many schools that do implement in working in business, you have to have that education. And most estheticians, they get into it because they want to make others feel good. Well, it has to go beyond that. And you have to pay the bills somewhere. And you want to get results. And the only way you're going to get results is through education. And education also topples into hands-on experience and learning new things, always staying ahead of the curve. Oh, that's a great question. Dr. Hale Tolleth out of Concord, California, he was a plastic surgeon. He was my medical mentor. He introduced me to the St. Francis Hospital and Bath and Burn Unit, which led me to Stanford University, which I got in working with patients that had congenital, dermatological, accidental, and pre- and post-surgical skin, which gave me great experience. And then, of course, Robert Deemer. He's called the godfather of aesthetics. And he was my mentor when it came to aesthetics, because I learned a lot from him. And I married the two. At the time I got into the business, medical aesthetics, nobody had ever heard of it. But my passion led me down a path that I knew this was where it was going. And I did start the first courses in California, which we were licensed by the state that I did teach. So Robert Deemer and Dr. Hale Tolleth were my mentors.
Wonderful.
Well, my favorite part is educating the estheticians and talking to the estheticians and them coming up to me. We have so many clients that I've never met them face to face, and when they come up to me and they introduce themselves, and I'm just thrilled to meet them, because to me their success is my success, and we're part of a large family, and it's like a family reunion to me. And sharing new things with the estheticians, that fuels my passion as well.